Hi, Andy. Good afternoon. Online people, can you please confirm my voice is audible or not?
Yes, sir, audible.
It's audible, sir.
Okay. So, in yesterday's session, we discussed about Git and we discussed about how to commit our code or our files or scripts with the help of the Git. That is the topic we covered as part of our yesterday's session. Now, today we'll discuss about one of the topic which we have discussed on the DataBricks side only. So, we'll discuss about DataBricks. With the help of DataBricks, we'll try to access BigQuery tables by using Python, and we'll try to access BigQuery tables by using Pyspark and GCS. So it's nothing but integration of BigQuery with Python by using the DataBricks. One more topic is nothing but integration of BigQuery by using the Pyspark and GCS. Okay. So this is the way, just these two are the topics we need to discuss. So we'll discuss about this. But if you want to discuss about this, what we have to open again? We need to open the DataBricks only. But before that, just we'll do one more activity. If you remember, try to give the answer. Earlier, we worked on the notebooks or we worked on the pie chart. In that process, with the help of Python, we connected to GCS buckets. Hope everyone remember these steps, Andy. With the help of the Python, we connected to the GCS buckets, if you remember. And with the help of the notebook and with the help of the pie chart, we performed this activity. If you remember, try to give the answer. For the purpose of doing this activity, what steps we followed? The yesterday topic only not remembered. How you can able to ask the 20 days back topic, sir? What we have done? Okay. So see here, very simple. We need to maintain one JSON file, which is going to contain credentials of your GCP account. So first thing is nothing but we need to download the credentials file of your GCP account, and this JSON file we are going to configure on top of your pie chart, or we are going to configure this JSON file on top of your notebook. With that, what we can do here, simply we can able to connect to the GCS buckets, or we can able to connect to the BigQuery with the help of the Python. And indirectly, with the help of the Python, already we discussed about how we can able to access the GCS buckets. In the same way, with the help of the Python, we can able to access the BigQuery, or we can able to access any other services also by depending on our requirement. Indirectly, what I'm trying to say here is, earlier, whatever the steps we followed on top of our Python to GCS buckets integration, same steps we need to follow for BigQuery. But earlier we did all these operations on top of the notebook and on top of the pie chart. Today, what we'll do here is, we'll replicate same activities on DataBricks. So with that, what will happen? You can already are having experience on notebook and pie chart to deal with the Python with our GCP services. Now today we'll try to replicate the same activities on top of the DataBricks. With that, you can able to get the one more understanding how we can able to integrate the Python with the BigQuery by using the DataBricks, or how we can able to integrate BigQuery with Pyspark and GCS with the help of the DataBricks. For that reason, just we'll try to discuss about these two topics on top of our DataBricks. Okay. And again, if you remember, try to give the answer. How to get this JSON file? How to get this JSON file? Did you remember? If not remember, very simple, Andy. Already you created this JSON file as part of your previous classes. For the purpose of creation of this JSON file, on the day we open the Cloud SDK command. In our previous classes, we opened the Cloud SDK command. From this Cloud SDK command, we ran one of the command. With the help of that command, it created the JSON file. Now, if you want to reuse the same JSON file, Andy, just to open your Cloud SDK shell. In the Cloud SDK shell, you can able to see the path like this. Please go to that path. In that path, you can able to see the JSON file if you have to perform any kind of formatting on top of your laptops. Okay, if you see in my case, just I'm going to this path. Just 1 second. So for example, if you don't have that file, we can able to run this command. So please run this command from here. 1 second.
Sir, it's asking choose an account to continue to Google Auth library again.
Yeah, please select your Google account, GCP account. Just 1 second, my system got hang. Okay, so once we given this command and it, so whatever the command we given on top of my command prompt, once we given this command gcloud space auth space application hyphen default space login, just for your convenience, I will ping this command in the group chat. Please open your Cloud SDK shell. From the Cloud SDK shell, you can able to run this command. And once we are going to run the command like this, it is going to open the Google prompt like this, sorry, Google Chrome tab like this. Here, select your GCP account. Click on yellow. Okay, you will get the output like this. You are now authenticated with the Google Cloud CLI. Now, if you go back to here you can able to see the path. In which path, what you are having your JSON file. That is the path you can able to see here. And if you are, so first verify, just I will ping this path also to you. Please verify in this path whether you are having the file already available or not. If file is already available, then no need to run this command. If file is not present, then what we can do here, we can able to run this command and just I'm pinging this path to you. Please verify this path once. In this path, what is the del? That is my username and in this path, just to modify your username, C drive, users, your username, within that app data, within that roaming, within that G Cloud. In that you can able to see already JSON file which we created in the previous classes. For example, in that path, if you are not finding your JSON file, now what we can do here, just run this command from the Cloud SDK shell. With that, it will go to your Google Chrome browser. There, select your Gmail account. After that, click on the yellow button. With that, it will create the JSON file one more time. Now you can able to see the path one more time, and in this path you can able to get the JSON file.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
regarding this app data, I'm not able to find this folder. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
please copy the complete. For all these are kind of the hidden folders, Andy. Please copy paste the complete folder and directly give it in your browser. So, for example, if you see here, I'm going to copy paste. Here, directly paste it. So with that, you can able to open. If you are going for C drive, then users, then user, then you cannot able to see the app data and roaming. All these are kind of the hidden folders, Andy. For that reason, directly you can able to go here and you can able to copy paste that information. Okay. So now overall what we can able to say here is step 1, populate this JSON file from your Cloud SDK shell if file is not available. But tell me why we are doing this activity? Because with the help of the DataBricks, with the help of the Python code, you want to connect to the GCP account. If you want to do that activity, compulsory we have to maintain our credentials in the JSON file. For that reason, we need to populate the JSON file. Indirectly, we are not discussing any new topic, Andy. In the previous classes, when we are integrating the Python with our GCS buckets, we did the same operations in the notebook. We did the same operations in the PyCharm. Now we are repeating the same activity on top of our DataBricks. Okay. Now coming to step 2, what we have to do here is we need to upload this JSON file into DataBricks account. What we have to do in the step 2, we need to upload whatever the JSON file you are creating in the step 1. We need to upload this JSON file on top of your DataBricks account. But tell me, if you want to use the DataBricks account, what is the first step here? You need to have DataBricks account. Already, I think everyone is having the DataBricks account. We created 1 week back only. You are having the DataBricks account. Now within the DataBricks account, where we need to go?
Console.
We need to go to our workspace. Okay.
Workspace.
If you deleted your previous workspaces and if you want to perform the practice on these topics, please create new workspace. After that, in the DataBricks, what activity we need to perform? If you want to run the Python code, or if you want to run the Pyspark code, or if you want to perform any kind of code execution in the DataBricks, what activity we need to perform?
Instance.
We need to create compute engine. Okay. If you are already having the compute engine, just you need to click on the start button. Otherwise, what we can do here, simply you need to create the new compute engine. That is the next step we need to perform. After that, now my requirement is I want to upload the file. If you want to upload the file, where we need to go in the DataBricks?
Catalog.
We need to go to our catalog. And within the catalog, what we can able to see? We can able to see the option called as a browse DBFS. From here, you can able to create a separate folder if you want. Within that folder, you can able to upload your JSON file. I am not repeating all these steps one more time because if I want to perform all these steps again, it will take 30 to 45 minutes of time only. But already we discussed about all these topics in our previous DataBricks session. Just you need to have the DataBricks account. Within that, we need to go to the workspace. Within that, you need to create the new workspace. Under that workspace, we have to create the compute engine, because if you want to run the notebooks or anything, obviously we have to select our compute engine. With that, you can able to run the Python code, or you can able to run your Pyspark code. At the same time, we need to upload whatever the JSON file we are creating in the step 1. We need to upload this JSON file on top of your DataBricks. Why we need to upload? Because I want to run the Python code from the DataBricks, or I want to run the Pyspark code also from the DataBricks only. For that reason, we need to configure this JSON file on top of your DBFS. And for that reason, we need to upload this file by using the browse DBFS option. But tell me, can we able to see this option by default, or we have to do any settings? If you remember, we need to do the settings by going to our admin settings. And first time if you are creating the workspace, otherwise if you are creating the new workspace, you cannot able to see the browse DBFS in the catalog. For that, what we have to do here, we need to go to the admin settings. There we need to enable this option. With that only you can able to see the browse DBFS. With that we can able to perform the browsing operation on top of your DataBricks file system. Okay, now coming to in my system and already I'm having the workspace. And if you want to upload the JSON file, we need to go to catalog. And within the catalog, you need to click on the browse DBFS. By using this browse DBFS option, I uploaded my JSON file. In the same way, coming to your side also, with the help of the browse DBFS option, please try to upload your JSON file, whatever we created in the step 1. With that, with the help of this JSON file only, we are going to perform the configuration to run the Python code or to run the GCS code or to run the BigQuery code also. We have to maintain compulsory this JSON file. Okay. Now see here, for example, in my system, my computer engine is ready. It's running already in my system, and in the catalog I am having the JSON file also ready. Now what is the next step? As per your knowledge, now what we need to do? We need to write code to connect BigQuery. But tell me, within the DataBricks, whenever you want to write the code, where we need to write the code? By using notebooks only, we need to write the code. Okay. Now how to open the notebook on the DataBricks side? Where we need to go? We need to go to workspace. Within the workspace, if you are already having the notebooks, you can able to see that. If you want to create the new notebook, click on the workspace, click on users, click on the username. After that, click on the add button. Here you can able to click on the notebook. With that, you can able to create the new notebooks by depending on your requirement. If you are already having the notebook, what we can do here, we can able to see all the notebooks here. With that, we can able to open the notebook by depending on our requirement only. So this is the way simply we can able to create the notebook, or we can able to open the existing notebook by depending on our requirement. Now in my system, already I'm having the notebook called as a BigQuery Python Spark. Just I'm going to open this. Okay. Now here, if you want to connect to BigQuery or GCS with the help of Python code or with the help of Pyspark code, we need to install few packages. But tell me here, in the notebook, if you want to install the package, what is the command we can able to use?
Install.
We can able to use simply pip install. With the help of this command, we can able to download our required packages. And now actually, if you want to work with the BigQuery, this is the library or this is the package we need to download. This is the first one to work on the BigQuery. In the same way, if you want to work with the Google Cloud Storage, we have to use this library. So these two are the libraries we have to download if you want to perform the activities on top of your BigQuery by using the Python code. For that reason, from the notebook, we have to perform the installation of these two packages. And so just we have to give the command called as a pip install Google Cloud BigQuery. After that, we have to give the command called as a pip install Google Cloud Storage. With the help of these two commands, we can able to download the required packages. And again, try to understand why we are doing all these activities. And now you tell me why we are downloading these two packages. JSON we are created and we are uploading to connect to the GCS by using the credentials. We created the JSON file. But why we are downloading these two packages? Because with the help of the Python, if you want to connect with the BigQuery, compulsory we have to install this package. At the same time, with the help of the Python, if you want to connect to the GCS, then we have to install this package. For that reason, we are installing these two packages. With that, we can able to work with Python on top of the BigQuery, or we can able to work with Python on top of your GCS. If you remember, in the previous classes, we worked on Python and pandas. At that time, what we installed? Pip install pandas, because pandas is a library. If you want to work on top of the pandas, we have to install the pandas by giving the command called as a pip install pandas. And in the same way, with the help of the Python, if you want to connect to BigQuery or if you want to connect to the storage, then what we can do here, simply we have to give these two commands. With the help of these two commands, we can able to install the BigQuery library and we can able to install the GCS library. Okay, now I can understand. To create the compute engine or to create the workspace, it will take some time for you only. That's the reason, first to try to understand the class. After completion of the class, I will share this entire notebook to you. With that, you can able to perform the practice on top of your personal laptops. And don't try to perform both the activities in parallel. Might be you will get the confusion. For that reason, focus on the class. With that, you can able to understand everything. After completion of the class, whatever the notebook I'm showing you here, I will upload this notebook into our Infinity. With that, you can able to perform the practice on top of your laptops. Is it clear? First step, we have to install BigQuery library. Second step, we need to install our Google Cloud Storage library. If you observe here, I will run this one time. 1 second. So this command execution completed just now, 12.9, and I'm running the second command also. Shift enter. By using the shift enter, you can able to run the commands. This also executed. If you observe here, when I'm running the pip install command, what it is saying, it is giving a small note. And what is the note? You may need to restart the kernel by using this query, this command. With the help of this command, we need to rerun the kernel, because after opening the notebook, you are installing all these packages, and to replicate these packages on top of your notebook, what we have to do here, just we need to run a small command called as restart Python, which is nothing but in the notebook, after installation of our required packages, we need to run this command. Same command I'm running in the third cell. If you see, dbutility.library.restart Python. This is the command we need to run. Why we are running this command? Whatever the libraries you install on top of this notebook, if you want to use that libraries, compulsory we have to run this restart Python command. Just click on shift enter. Okay, so this also executed. Indirectly, we created all the required setup for the purpose of doing the practice Python with our BigQuery. We are having the JSON file. At the same time, we downloaded our required libraries on top of your notebook. Now, what is the next step? Simply, we can able to write the code by depending on our requirements. And now this is the code we are going to write. Just we'll go one by one line. So top section, obviously, you know what we have to do here. If you want to connect with the BigQuery or if you want to connect with the GCS, we have to import our required libraries. And for that reason, we are giving some kind of import statements. With the help of these import statements, what we can do here, we can able to download our required libraries on top of our Python program. After that, whatever the JSON file you uploaded, we need to provide the path of the JSON file by using our Google_application_credential. If you remember earlier, when we are working on top of notebook from local, or when we are working on top of PyCharm also, we given same line of the code. But at that time, what we did here is just we given it as Google_application_credentials is equal to, we given this JSON file path. So this is the way we given when we are working on top of the PyCharm or when we are working on the notebook from local, just we given the path like this only. But within the Python program, if you want to give like that, we have to give it as a os.environment. What is the environment we are giving here? We are specifying the Google application credentials, where we are having these credentials in my system under the workspace in the DBFS location. We are having this file. That's the reason we need to provide the path of the file like this only. With this path, it can able to understand all the credentials of your JSON file. With that, your Python program can able to connect to our GCP account. For that reason, after uploading your JSON file, we need to provide JSON file path by using this line of the code. And one more thing, if you remember, after uploading our files into DBFS, how to give path for DBFS? If you remember, try to give the answer. How to give the path for the DBFS? If you want, for example, you are uploading into your Google storage bucket. How to give the path for the Google storage bucket? How to give the path for Google storage bucket? gs:// we have to give our bucket name, then we can able to specify the folder name, then we can able to specify the file name. This is the way we have to give our GCS path. And in the same way, in the previous class we discussed about previous classes how to give the DBFS path. We have to give DBFS:/, then we have to give our
file store,
folder name, file store. Then we have to give our folder name. After that, we can able to provide our file name. This is the way we need to provide the path if you are going to access the DBFS and but coming to Python code, if you observe here, what I'm doing, this is the way I'm giving the path. As part of Python, no need to give the colon here. Directly what I'm giving it as a /DBFS/file store. After that, in my system, I'm having the practice folder. Within the practice folder, I am having the JSON file. This is the way we need to provide the path on top of your DBFS. Earlier we discussed about we have to give the colon for the purpose of reading the data from the DBFS. But within the Python code, whenever we are going to provide the JSON path, we have to give like this only /DBFS/file store. Within the file store, in whatever the folder you are having the JSON file, that path we have to provide. With this path, what will happen? It can able to understand all your GCP credentials. With that, your Python program can able to connect to the GCP account. With that, we can able to access all our required things. Okay. Now, after completion of this command, what is the next command here? We need to create the client object. If you remember, when we are working Python with GCS buckets, we created few objects. What are those objects? If you remember, try to give the answer. When we are working with the Python on top of the GCS buckets, we created the few objects in the Python program in the previous classes. What are those?
Blob, client object,
blob,
We need to create blob
object,
we need to create
storage object.
bucket object.
Bucket
So like
object.
that, we have to create the different objects if you want to access the GCS buckets by using the Python code. And in the same way, by using the Python, if you want to access the BigQuery tables or BigQuery data, and there also we have to create the object. Here, what is the object we are creating is, we are creating the object called as a client object. Just we have to give this line of the code. Client is equal to BigQuery.client. Now within the bracket, you have to give the project and you have to specify your project name, from which project you want to access your BigQuery tables. That is the project name we need to specify. Indirectly, by using this line of the code, what I'm doing, just I'm creating the client object. Earlier, as part of GCS buckets, we created the glob object, we created the bucket object, we created the blob object. In the same way, by using the Python code, if you want to access the BigQuery, here we are going to create one object called as a client object. With the help of the client object, you can able to connect to your BigQuery. For that reason, we are creating the object by using this line of the code. And in this line, what we have to specify? We need to specify to which project you want to connect on top of your GCP account. For that reason, we are giving it as a project is equal to Qt sample. In my system, Qt sample is my project name. For that reason, that is the project name we are giving here. Okay. Now, by using client object, we can connect to BigQuery with the help of Python code. Now you tell me, in the BigQuery, for example, you are having one table. Now from this table, you want to retrieve the data. From the BigQuery, how to retrieve the data? Compulsory, what we have to give? We need to provide SQL query. By using the SQL query only, from BigQuery, you can able to retrieve the data only. So simply we have to give small query like this, select star from your table name. By using this query, you can able to retrieve the data. But in the Python, if you want to run your BigQuery and so for that reason, we are going to write the 3 lines of the code like this. In the first line, what I'm doing, just I'm preparing my select statement. I am giving select star from. How to give the table name in the BigQuery? How to give the table name in the BigQuery? We have to give the database name dot table name. But just for our convenience, here I'm giving it as a project name dot table name, sorry, data set name dot table name. That is the way we have to give the table name on top of your BigQuery. But I want to run this query from my Python program. That's the reason. Just I'm creating a variable called as a query variable. In this query variable, we are giving it as a select star from your table name. When we are given the table name, we are giving it as a project name dot dataset name dot table name. Then we are given the limit of 10. Why we are given the limit 10? Without giving this also, we can able to provide the query. But in the BigQuery, generally what is going to happen, whenever we are dealing with a huge amount of data, it is costing huge amount, and just for that reason, we are applying the limit 10 only for the safer purpose. For the purpose of doing the practice, better to give it as a limit 10. With that, what will happen? You can able to pick only 10 records from your table. That's the reason just we are giving it as a limit 10. But tell me here what I'm doing, just I'm preparing the query or I'm running the query. In this slide, just we are preparing the query by using the variable called as a query variable. Now, whatever the query you prepared, we need to trigger that query, and for that reason, here we can able to create one API request. We are using the object called as a client object. Within the client object, we are having the method called as a query method. By using this method, we can able to run the query by depending on our requirement. Whenever you want to run the query, first we need to prepare the query. After preparation of the query, we need to trigger the query. To trigger the query, we are going to use the method called as a query method. We are giving client object dot query of. We are giving this variable within the bracket. With that, it can able to understand it need to run this query on top of our BigQuery, and after that, just we are applying the one more line of the code called as a dot result. Meaning of this result method is to retrieve data by using SQL query. We have to use this method. And query method we are using to submit query as a API request. We are using the method called as a query. So just of the step by step, try to understand, Andy. First step, we need to write the query. Second step, we need to run the query. To run the query, we are creating a kind of a API request by using the method called as a query method. After running the query, what will happen? You are going to get the results. To get all the results, what I'm doing here, we are going to use the method called as a result method. With the help of this result method, you can able to get the results. Now, where all these results are going to store? All the results are storing under the variable called as a rows variable. Now tell me, in this rows variable, how it can able to store all the results? For example, my table having 10 rows. Now we are creating a variable called as a rows variable. Now in this variable, how all these 10 records are going to store? Very simple. All these records are storing in the format called as a list format. Whatever the rows variable we are creating, indirectly in this rows variable, it is going to capture all the 10 records from your BigQuery table. But here it is creating it as a list. And what's the meaning of list? Which brackets we can able to see on top of your list?
Square bracket.
We can able to see the square brackets, and indirectly whatever the number of records we are having, it is capturing all the records on top of your rows list. Now my requirement is, after storing all the data into the rows list, I want to display the data. Now you try to give the answer. How to display the data from the list?
Data dot show. Data frame dot
I want
show.
to iterate the data. It's not a data frame. And so tell me here, are we creating any data frame here? Are we using any Spark here? Data frame will present in the Spark. But out of this all lines of the code, are we using the Python code or are we using the Spark code? We are using purely Python code. And now my question here is, all the results are storing in the list called as a rows list. Now my requirement is, I want to iterate the rows list. What I need to do? We have to write the for loop statement. How to write the for loop statement? For I in rows. After that, just give it as a print of rows. So with this, what will happen? Automatically, you can able to see all the data on top of your list. And now tell me, into this list, from where we are getting the data? In this row list, from where we are getting the data? We are getting the data from the BigQuery. From the BigQuery, how we can able to get the data? Here we are submitting the query by using the query method. And how we are preparing the query? By using the query variable, we are preparing the query. Try to understand the flow, Andy. First one, we are configuring our settings. Second one, we are creating our client object to connect to the BigQuery. After that, we are preparing the query by using the query variable. After that, I want to submit the query by using the query method. After that, I want to fetch the result. Those results, I want to store it into the list format. For that reason, we are writing all these 3 lines of the code. After that, I want to display the result. For that reason, we are given the for loop statement. With the help of this for loop statement, we can able to display the data. Okay. Now tell me, for the purpose of doing all these operations, what is the prerequisite? Any guesses? For the purpose of doing all these operations, what is the one of the very important prerequisite? In the BigQuery, you should have the table. Without having the table, you cannot able to fetch the data only. But in my system, in the BigQuery, already I am having the table. What is the table I am having? Customer underscore LO. From your side, if you want to perform the practice, compulsory what you have to do here, you need to create the table in the BigQuery. Then only we can able to perform all these operations. Otherwise, without having the table, if you are going to run this code, what will happen? You will get the error. What's the error? Table does not exist. You are going to get that error. For that reason, in the BigQuery, first we need to create the table. After that, you can able to run all these lines of the code with the help of the Python. But tell me, so far by using these lines of the code, what activity we are doing? So far by using all these lines of the code, what activity we are performing at the high level? We can able to say with the help of the Python code, we are connecting to BigQuery and we are fetching data from BigQuery. Will you agree or not? Whatever the lines we discussed so far, with the help of these lines of the code, this is the Python code. By using this Python code, we are connecting to the BigQuery and after that we are retrieving the data from the table. That data we are displaying by using the statement called as a print statement. This is the retrieval operation. Now in the same code, I want to perform one more operation called as, with the help of Python code, I want to load data into BigQuery table. So what is the requirement here? With the help of the Python code, I want to load the data into the BigQuery table. Now you tell me, what is the difference between the first operation and second operation? What's the difference? In the first operation, we are retrieving the data from the table, but in the second operation, what I'm doing? I am trying to load the data into the table. Both are completely different operations, Andy. One is retrieving the data. Second one, loading the data into your BigQuery table. If you want to load the data into the BigQuery table, that operation also we can able to perform with the help of our Python code. For that, we have to write these lines of the code. And if you observe here, very simple. First thing, we need to define the schema. To define the schema, we are going to use the method called as nothing but load job config method. And with the help of this method, you have to define the schema of your table. In my table, I'm having total 5 columns. For each and every column, we have to define column name and we need to define the data types. With that, step 1, we need to define the schema of the table. After that, you need to specify in which table you want to load the data. That is the name we are giving under table underscore ID. And third one, I want to load the data from the GCS bucket to the BigQuery table. If you remember, again, in previous classes, we discussed about how to load data from GCS bucket to BigQuery table. Have we discussed or not? Batch 19 people, batch 20 we haven't discussed, Randy. Coming to batch 19 people, have we discussed about this topic or not? With the help of the GCS bucket, you can able to load the data on top of your BigQuery table. And in the BigQuery, how many types of tables we are having?
Types.
What are those?
External and internal.
One is native table and another one is nothing but our external table. So like that, we are having the 2 different types of the table. One we can able to call it as a native table or we can call it as a managed tables or we can able to call it as a internal table. We can able to give any naming convention. We are having the 2 different types of the table. One we can able to call it as a managed table. Other one we can able to call it as a external table. In that classes only we discussed about how to load data from the GCS bucket to the BigQuery table. But at that time, how we perform this operation? How we loaded the data from the GCS bucket to the BigQuery table? One, we used the console option. Second one, by using Cloud SDK, we did this operation. Now today what we are doing? Same operation we are doing with the help of my Python code. With the help of the Python code, I am trying to load the data from the GCS bucket to my BigQuery table. And that's the reason. Just we have to define what is your table name. First, we have to define in which table you want to load the data. At the same time, we have to specify from which file you want to read the data, or you have to specify your GCS bucket path. And for that reason, here just I am creating the one more variable called as a URI variable. Here we are given the complete path of my file. In my GCS bucket, I am having this file. This file data I want to load on top of my customer underscore LO underscore one table. And for this table, I want to define the schema like this. For that reason, to load the data also, we need to prepare three different variables. And one is schema. Second one is table name. Third one is nothing but you have to specify the path of your GCS file. Once all these are ready, now what we can do here is, here also we can able to create a one more API request. That request is nothing but load table from URI. Now you tell me, if you want to retrieve the data, which API request we have used? What we should here? Query. With the help of the dot query, you can able to run the query, you can able to get the results. And in the same way, if you want to load the data, here we are having the one more API, or we are having the one more method called as nothing but load table from URI. For this one, what all are the arguments we are passing? URI. What's the meaning of URI here? It's nothing but our GCS path.
Yes.
Next, we need to provide table ID, which is nothing but in which table you want to load the data. That is the information I'm giving. After that, we have to specify the schema. Here we define the schema already. That is the schema information we are giving. Indirectly, if you want to load the data, you have to specify your GCS file path. You have to specify schema of the table, and you have to specify the table name. With all these three details, we can able to perform the load operation. For that reason, we are giving all these three arguments on top of your API called as a load underscore table from URI. Now, for example, see here, with the help of these two lines, it is going to load the data on top of your customer underscore LO underscore one table. Now, after loading the data, what we need to do here? After loading the data, what we need to do? I want to ensure that whether data is loaded or not. How we can able to ensure data is loaded or not? One option, we can able to go to the BigQuery. In the BigQuery, we can able to give the query called as a select star from customer underscore LO underscore one. With that, we can able to verify the data. But I want to perform that operation in the Python code only. Then what we can do? What we can do? Whatever the code we have written above, same code we can able to repeat one more time. And if you observe here, I want to display the data, whatever the data we loaded. For that reason, again, we are given the query. But here, what is the table name I am giving? Customer underscore LO underscore one. Previous one, I given the customer underscore LO, which is nothing but this table is already present. In that table, data is already available. For that reason, here we are displaying the data from this table. But coming to this table, what I'm doing here? First, I'm loading the data. After loading the data, I want to display the data. For that reason, for loading, we are writing the new lines of the code. But for displaying, what we can do here? Whatever the lines of the code you have written above, same lines of the code we can able to copy paste and query. I am giving LO underscore one. If you want to run the query, we have to give dot query. If you want to fetch the results, we have to give the dot result. After that, if you want to display the data, what we can do here? Again, we need to apply the for loop. This is the way simply we can able to load the data and we can able to display the data. And now you try to give the answer. In this overall program, what all are the operations we are going to perform? In this whole Python program, what operations we are going to perform? First one, retrieving data from customer underscore LO table. Second operation, loading data into customer underscore LO underscore one table. After that, we are retrieving data from customer underscore LO underscore one table. So this is the way total we are going to perform the three different operations. And retrieving the data from customer underscore LO table, loading the data into customer underscore LO underscore one table. After that, again, we are retrieving the data from the customer underscore LO underscore one table. All these three operations we are performing with the help of our Python code. Now code is ready. How we can able to run the code? Just click on Shift Enter. Now see here, your code is running the command. First step, it displays the data from the customer underscore LO table. So for loading, it is taking the time. We'll see what will happen. Okay. Now see here, it is showing data from customer underscore LO table. We are getting all the records from the customer underscore LO table. After that, it is showing data from customer underscore LO underscore one table. With that, it is displaying all the data from the customer underscore LO underscore one table, which we loaded, Andy. But tell me here, who is populating the statements here? Data from customer underscore LO table or data from customer underscore LO underscore one table. Who is populating these two lines?
We don't see.
See here, if you see in the code, just for our understanding, Andy, here I given the print statement. So by using these lines of the code, what data we are populating? Customer underscore LO. So I given the print statement. That's the reason it is printing this line into your output. Coming to this one, what data we are populating? Here, by using this, we are populating the data for customer underscore LO underscore one table. Just for differentiating what data is what table, I given the print statements, Andy. With the help of the print statement, it is populating the print statement. After that, it is displaying the data like this. This is the way simply we can able to load the data by using our Python code on top of your BigQuery table. Indirectly tell me how many integrations we are performing by using this code. Integration with Python and GCS and BigQuery for the purpose of reading the data and also for the purpose of loading the data. So this is the topic we are discussing overall, Andy. But as I told you, if you want to perform all these operations, you need to have your DataBricks account. Within the DataBricks account, you need to create the workspace. Within the workspace, you have to create the compute engine. In that compute engine, you need to upload your credential JSON file. After that, we need to create the notebook. Within the notebook, we need to install these two packages. After that, we can able to write the code. With that, you can able to perform all these operations by depending on our requirement. Okay. Any questions up to here? Please ask me. So might be some people will think like this. Sir, you said that it's a kind of a get together, but you are talking, you are discussing very advanced concepts. We are not understanding. We are in the different mode, but you are making us into the different mode. We'll go to that mode only, but we need to complete some of the topics, all these things. That's the reason we are discussing. After completion of these topics, we'll go to that mode. Okay. Any questions up to here?
Sir, regarding Pyspark usage, we will use Pyspark just in case of data.
Now your voice is breaking. Can you please repeat your question one more time?
Yes, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, sir. In terms of the Pyspark module usage, we will use it in case of DataProcc, right?
Yeah, correct. You can use the DataProcc. Otherwise, if you want, we can able to run the DataBricks also.
Okay, okay. Just data or Pyspark is used in terms of BigQuery and GCS as well, no, right?
Yeah, there also you can able to use it. Just I'm showing the multiple options, Andy. Earlier we discussed about the same topics on top of the DataProcc. Now we are doing the same thing by using the DataBricks.
Okay, okay, sir. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Any other
Sir,
questions?
here in the URI, we are using the storage bucket, right, sir?
Yes, correct. This is our
why we
GCS
are
bucket. Because I
why
want to load data from the GCS bucket to my BigQuery table. That's the reason I'm given the GCS bucket, Andy. For example, you want to load the data from the DBFS to your BigQuery, then you can able to pass your DBFS bucket. Because why I'm giving this one is just for showing you how we can able to integrate Python with GCS with BigQuery. For that reason, I am using the GCS bucket. If you want, we can able to load the data from the DBFS to the BigQuery also by depending on our convenience.
Okay. In the first step, just we selected from the BigQuery, right?
Which one? This one? Yeah, this is
the
the one only
customer
for retrieving the data.
Oh, in the BigQuery, we are already having the customer elbow. We just fetched the data.
Exactly.
Then we loaded the data from the GCS to BigQuery in the second.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions up to here?
So here we are calling as a API is just like method only, right, sir?
Yes, a method only.
Separately call as API.
No, it's a method only. Just for understanding, I'm calling it as a API request.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions, offline people? Okay. See here, again I'm repeating. After completion of this class, I will share this notebook to you. In this notebook, you can able to see all the lines of the code, and with that, what we can do here, easily you can able to perform the practice. But before running all this code, what you need to understand, you need to create all the prerequisites properly. Once you can able to create the prerequisites properly, with that, what we can do here, you can able to run the code. Now you tell me, for the purpose of running this code, whatever the code just now we discussed, Randy, what are the prerequisites? First one, in the DBFS, we have to maintain the JSON file. Second one, in the BigQuery, you need to have the customer underscore LO table to retrieve the data. Third one, what's the third one? If you want to load the data, we are loading the data from the GCS bucket. Indirectly, in the GCS bucket, compulsory you have to maintain this file. Otherwise, you cannot able to load the data. At the same time, one more thing, if you want to load the data in the BigQuery also, we have to maintain the table. Like that, you have to maintain all the prerequisites. After having all the prerequisites, with that, what we can do here, you can able to run all these lines of the code. With that, you can able to understand how we can able to utilize the Python for the purpose of doing operations on top of our GCS, or to perform the operations on top of BigQuery. Okay. Still, if you are having any questions, please ask me here. No questions? If no questions, now you try to give the answer based on your understanding. I want to do the same operations with the help of the Pyspark. By using Pyspark, I want to read data from BigQuery table, and I want to write data to BigQuery table. Any guesses what we can do? For example, you are having all the prerequisites. After that, I want to read data from the BigQuery table. Now you tell me, what is the line of the code we have to write if you want to read data from the BigQuery table?
Spark.read.
Very simple, and whatever the line of the code earlier we discussed, same line of the code, spark.read. We have to give format. After that, we have to specify options. So like this, we have written the code earlier, right? So we have to give it as a load. So this is the line of the code we have written. If you want to read data from the CSV file, give this one. If you want to read data from Parquet file, give this one. If you want to read data from JSON file, give this one. Now my requirement is I want to read data from the BigQuery. What I can do here? Same thing, Andy. Just give it as a BigQuery. With that, by using the Spark also, you can able to read the data from the BigQuery table. But tell me here, where we need to give the table name here? Where we have to give the table name? Here we have to pass our table name under the options, or under the load, we have to pass our table name. We need to provide our schema name, and we need to provide our table name. With that, we can able to read the data from the BigQuery table. Now my requirement is I want to write the data to the BigQuery table. Then what we can do? Tell me, whenever you want to write the data, what is the prerequisite? First, we need to have the data in the data frame. By using the data frame only, we can able to write the data, Andy. Now, for example, by using the data frame, I want to write the data into the CSV file. What's the command? df dot write dot. We have to give format of CSV of dot load or dot save. We have to give save. Within the save, what we need to provide? We need to provide our path, Andy. Now, for example, you want to deal with you want to load the data in the Parquet format. What we can do? Just give it as a Parquet. Or I want to load data into the Avro format. What we can do? Give it as a Avro. So if you want to see data for Parquet, or if you want to see data for Avro, earlier we discussed about JSON file, we discussed about CSV file, we discussed about the Parquet file, but we haven't discussed about the Avro file, Andy. But if anyone having the interest to see the Avro file data, what you can do here? Read the data from the CSV file. For example, I'm giving the df command. Here, give it as whatever the CSV files we are having, give it as spark.read.format of CSV. Here, give the path. With that, what I'm doing here, I am reading the data from the CSV file. We are creating the data frame. After that, we need to write the data. As part of writing, just give it as a format Avro. If I'm going to give the format as Avro, what will happen? It will write data into Avro format. Or if you want to create the one Parquet file, what we can do here? Write data into Parquet format. Or if you want to see the data in the JSON format, what we can do here? Write data into JSON format. Indirectly, in this line of the code, you can able to give it as CSV or Avro or JSON or Parquet, by depending on your convenience, whatever the way you want to see the data, that format we can able to specify here. With that, we can able to populate the data, and in the same way, I want to load the data into BigQuery. What I can do here? Just give it as a BigQuery. That's it. So we are not doing any extra operation. Now, just we need to read the data. After that, I want to write the data into the BigQuery table. For that reason, we are using the spark.read. At the same time, we are going to use the df.read. With that, we can able to read the data from the BigQuery, or we can able to write the data also on top of your BigQuery. This is the way simply we can able to understand how we can able to perform integration of Pyspark with GCS and BigQuery. But tell me here, as part of using the Spark, directly we are going to load the data, or before loading the data, are we going to perform any kind of transformations? We are going to perform different kind of transformations. If you remember, in the previous classes, we discussed about union, we discussed about filter, we discussed about with column, we discussed about when, we discussed about lit. Like this, we discussed about some of the transformations. And if you want, after reading the data, by applying all the transformations, you can able to create the data frame. That data frame data you can able to load on top of your BigQuery table by depending on our requirement. Now you tell me, if you want to perform Spark data processing operations, how many ways we can able to perform the Spark data processing operations? 2 ways. What are those? One is Spark DSL, otherwise by using Spark SQL. With the help of the Spark DSL, do all the transformations, then write the data to BigQuery, or with the help of the Spark SQL, do all the required operations. With that, write the data to your BigQuery. By depending on our requirement, if you want, we can able to perform the data processing operations. After that, you can able to load the data on top of your BigQuery tables. Okay, just for your reference. Yeah, so see here you can able to see the data code for our Spark and but see here in this code you can able to see the spark.read, and you can able to see the spark.read on top of your BigQuery. But before these two activities, what's the main important activity? We need to have the prerequisites. Okay, once the prerequisites are ready, we are given the same spark.read format. After that, we are given the same df.read format, and those are common. But if you want to deal with the BigQuery, we need to have the prerequisite. These 3 lines are nothing but our prerequisites. You see here, only these 3-4 lines are nothing but our prerequisites, and with the help of these prerequisites, we can able to perform operations on top of your BigQuery by using the Pyspark. Just will try to understand here what I'm doing in the first step. Try to give the answer for this one. We are creating a Spark session. We are not doing anything, and already we discussed about earlier how we can able to create the Spark session. Just we are creating a Spark session here. After that, just should try to read this line of the code and tell me what we are doing.
Connecting with the data.
Whatever the JSON file we created, or whatever the credential file we created, and that file we are reading with the help of the Spark. In the earlier, we are writing the Python code, so there we are not using the Spark. But coming to here, we are using the Spark. For that reason, whatever the content we are having in the JSON file, that data we are loading, we are reading with the help of the Spark files.get. After that, these 2 are the configurations we need to create. If you want to deal with the BigQuery, we need to create these 2 configurations indirectly. All these are nothing but our prerequisites, and once the prerequisites are ready, then what we can do here, we can able to write same spark.read, and we can able to write same spark.read. With that, either you can able to read the data, or we can able to write the data. Now see here, as part of reading, what we need to provide, give it as a format BigQuery. After that, within the option, we need to provide the table name. There also what we need to provide, project name dot dataset name dot table name. That is the way we have to provide to read the data. What about writing? As part of writing also, we have to do the same activity. We have to give the option table, in which table you want to write the data. That is the information we can able to pass. With that, you can able to perform the Pyspark on top of your GCS, or Pyspark on top of your BigQuery. This is the way simply we can able to understand how we can able to integrate Pyspark with our BigQuery service. Okay, any questions again up to here, please ask me. Or just to go through this code and you tell me, are we doing any new activities compared to only these 3 lines of the code? Spark.read, already we discussed. df.write, already we discussed. Only thing is nothing but in the format, just we are giving it as a BigQuery, except that we are not discussing any new topic on it. But I agree, we are discussing one of the new topic called as nothing but how we need to create the prerequisite to connect to our BigQuery by using our Pyspark code. Except that here we are not performing any new operations. Reading, writing data frames, data frame dot show. All these topics already we covered as part of our previous classes. Okay. Any questions on top of these lines of the code? Please ask me again.
Sir, how to integrate with on-premise database tables?
Can you repeat that?
How to integrate on-premise database tables?
On-premise data with what?
Database tables, sir, tables data.
On-premise data with tables. Now tell me here, in on-premise, in which format we are having the data?
Tables, I mean, the
Yes.
database itself.
Okay, within the database only. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what's the next step? Now you want to connect to this
Yeah.
database with what? By
The
using
Pyspark.
data with the Pyspark. Okay. So if you want to perform this activity, what is the first step here? We need to export your data from database to your GCS. Then with the help of your GCS files, you can able to access our data. So on the on-premise in the table, we are having the data. First step, you need to export all the data into your GCS bucket. After that, on top of the GCS bucket file, you can able to access your data with the help of your Pyspark code. Is it
So
clear?
directly we cannot integrate with.
No, directly we cannot
database.
able to integrate only because so cloud is different and on-premise is different, right? Directly you cannot able to integrate.
So here in the first step, export your data from database to GCS. So only with util commands only we can do that, sir, because the files we can able to do with that.
So tell me
But
here
the
on the
table data
on-premise, can we able to run the Spark code or not?
on
On the on-premise,
yes.
we can
yes.
able to run the Spark code. And tell me, with the help of the on-premise, can we able to connect to the GCS buckets or not? You can able to connect indirectly. If you want to perform this operation, exporting the data from the database to your GCS, on the on-premise, you can able to run your Spark code. With the help of the Spark code, you can able to read the data from the database table, and you can able to write the data on top of your GCS bucket. Once the data is available in the GCS bucket, then in the cloud again, we can able to write the Python code. With that, you can able to load the data from the GCS to your BigQuery table by depending on your requirement. Indirectly, here we need to write the Pyspark code on the on-premise. At the same time, we need to write the Pyspark code on top of your DataBricks also. If you're using the DataBricks only, but in the on-premise, whatever the Spark code you are writing, why we are writing this code? To read the data from database and write the data into the GCS. But coming to DataBricks side, whatever the code you are writing that code to read the data from the GCS and to write the data into the BigQuery. We are writing the code on top of your DataBricks. This is the way you can able to perform this operation. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
So either here Spark is a Spark, Python is a Python. Everything in the on-premise side we need to write
Yes,
to get
correct.
the data to GCS.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions up to here? No questions? Okay. Now, just we'll discuss one more topic only, which is nothing but. So in the previous classes, if you remember, we discussed about Agile process. As part of Agile process, what is the tool we are using? We are using Jira. We created the Jira and we did the practice on top of the Jira. In the same way, as part of code commits, or I can able to ask the question, in real time, where we are going to upload all our code?
Git.
In the Git.
Into the Git. That also we discussed as part of our yesterday's session. Indirectly, this Jira and Git you are going to use as part of your daily activities in our daily projects. And in the same way, in the real time, we are going to use one more tool called as nothing but confluence. So with the help of this confluence, what will happen is in project, all the required documents will upload into confluence pages. So what is going to happen here? Here we are going to use the one more web application or one more web portal called as a confluence portal. In this confluence portal, we can able to see all the required documents, whatever the documents we are having in the project, all those documents you can able to see in the portal called as a confluence portal. Within the confluence portal, they are going to maintain all the required documents. And if you remember, in the previous classes, we discussed about one document called as a DAS document. What's the meaning of DAS document? Data ingestion document, or we can able to call it as a transformation rule document, or we can able to call it as mapping rule document. Now tell me, in the real time, from where we can able to get this mapping rule document? If you want to refer this mapping rule document, simply we can able to go to the confluence page. In the confluence page, we can able to see all the documents, whatever we are going to use in the real-time projects. Now tell me here, in the confluence page, can we able to see the code? Our question is, can we able to upload the code?
No, sir.
It is not possible, or as per the process, we should not upload it into the confluence page. See here, where we are having the code also we are having in the file format only. That might be .py format, or that might be the .txt format. If you want, what we can do here, you can able to upload your code into the confluence page only. But as per the process, we should not upload it into confluence page, because at any point of time you need to maintain all your project code into your Git account only. We are not going to upload the code on top of your confluence. If you want, we can able to upload it, but as per the real-time process, we should not upload our code into the confluence page. Then in the confluence page, what documents we are going to maintain? Whatever the documents which are related to the project, all those kind of documents we can able to maintain on top of your confluence page. Okay, and one more thing, if you want to explore on confluence, what we can do here, we can create confluence account also. By creating the confluence account, we can able to explore on top of the confluence pages also, Randy. So just will take 5 minutes of time. This activity will complete within 5 minutes only. We'll create the confluence account, and in the confluence account, we'll upload our one of the document. With that, you can able to understand how we can able to use the confluence as part of our real-time projects, Randy. Just to open your Google browser, Chrome browser, sorry. Just to open the Chrome browser, search for confluence. Quickly we'll create a confluence page account. With that, you can able to understand how we can able to maintain the documents on top of our confluence from the real-time perspective. With that, you can able to understand all the tools regularly we are using as part of our projects. Please click search for confluence. Once you are going to search for confluence, and here we can able to see the first link called as Atlassian Confluence Collaboration Tool. Please click on that. You can able to see the first tool called as Atlassian Confluence Collaboration Tool. Please click on that. Sir, we are creating all these accounts. In future, what will happen? Nothing is going to happen. All these are the free accounts only. If you are not going to use it also, nothing is going to happen. That's the reason, without having any doubt, you can able to create all these things. Okay, once you click on that, here it is asking for your work email ID, and also it is asking for your site ID. Please provide your mail ID. By default, if it is taking any mail ID, you can able to leave it. Otherwise, if you want to change the mail ID, please click on this, sign in with a different account ID. If you want, you can able to use the same mail ID. Otherwise, you can able to give the different mail ID by click on this link and comment to your side. Here you can able to pass any name by depending on your convenience. But please try to remember that name, because if you want to use the confluence, we have to give your name dot Atlassian. For that reason, here whatever the name you are giving, please remember that name. Give your mail ID, give your site. After that, please click on continue. Just give your mail ID and give your site. After that, click on continue. Okay, can someone share the screen with me? I will show you the next steps, Sunday, because in my system I already configured that. Anyone ready to share the screens? Online people? Online people, can someone please share your screen?
Yes, Niharika.
Yeah, okay, I'm giving the access to you. Can you please share
Okay,
your screen?
sir. Give it to which connected to mic, sir.
Yeah, I given to that only.
Yeah.
Sir, hello.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. It defaultly took the Jira board in that ID, I guess. So no problem, right?
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so once you click on the continue, you can able to see the next page like this, and here click on the
Yes,
get
sir.
started. Please click on get started. Just wait for a few seconds. It is creating all the things in the backend. I think everyone able to see the progress. So it is taking some time on it. Just wait for 30-40 seconds. It will complete. Yeah. Okay. So see here, once it is going to complete, you can able to see the option called as a go to confluence. Please click on that. You can able to see the option called as a go to confluence. Please click on that. Okay. In the next page, it is asking some things on this. So don't do any activities. Just click on the skip. Just click on skip. Again, click on skip. It's also not required. Just click on the skip. After that, click on finish. 2 times you have to click on skip, then click on finish. That's it. Your account is ready for your Confluence, and in the same way, you can able to see the Confluence page as part of our real-time projects. Thank you, Niharika. I'm taking back my screen share.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is the way you can able to see your Confluence page as part of our real time. Now, for example, within the Confluence, if you want to create any new pages or if you want to upload your documents, and what we can do here is just we need to click on the create button. Please click on create. Please click on create button. Now here you can able to pass some name. So here I'm giving the name as, for example, batch 20. So if you are going to work in the real time, there we are going to give the project name, but just here for my understanding, I'm giving it as a page name is nothing but batch 20. After that, here you can able to type some content by depending on your requirement, and I can able to say this is batch 20. And after that, in this page, you want to upload some documents, and so what we can do here is, if you observe, here we can able to see one option called as add images or videos or files. Just to click on the create button. After that, give the title. After that, just to type some content. At the same time, in this page, I want to upload the files, and for that reason, at the top, you can able to see one button called as a add image or video or file. Just click on that. It is asking to upload the files. Actually, here in my system, in the batch 20, I am having some files. I am taking the 3 files. Click on open. See, we are uploading 3 files. Whatever the notes I'm sharing every day, just I uploaded all those 3 files on top of this page. After doing all these operations, if you want to save it, just click on publish button. After doing all these operations, just click on publish. Click on publish. Again, click on publish. Again, click on publish. Okay. Now this is the way simply we can able to create the pages by depending on our requirement. Now if you see here, we are having the one of the page called as a batch 20. Here we can able to see all the required documents, and not only documents. If you want, you can able to type the content, or if you want, you can able to share any kind of information with the help of the Confluence page. But in general, in the real time in the Confluence page, we are going to maintain all the required documents, and now see here, actually if you observe in my system, first page I'm having it as a GCP Data Engineering. Within that I'm having the Airflow. Within that we are having the batch 20. Like that, you can able to maintain the parent page. Within the parent page, you can able to maintain the child pages also. Now, for example, you created one page called as, for example, batch 20, or you given some name. In the left side, you can able to see that name. In the left side, you can able to see that name. Now, please select the name from the left side window. Please select the name. After that, click on the create button. If you want to create the child pages, and now indirectly, I can able to say, this is my parent page. Within the parent, I want to create the child pages. For that reason, select this main page. After that, again, click on the create button. For example, I'm giving the name as GCS. And here I'm uploading the files which are related to GCS. Just click on publish again. And again, click on publish. Now, what's going to happen in my system? Batch 20 is my parent page. Within the batch 20, we are creating a child page. If you observe here, within the batch 20, we created the one more file page called as a GCS. Within the GCS, you can able to see all the required files. But why we are doing these activities here? In the real time, generally, we are not uploading any project files. Your lead will take care of that, but sometimes your lead will ask you, can you please upload that file to the confluence? Can you please upload this file to the confluence? In that situation, you should understand how we need to upload the files. That's the reason only just we are discussing all these things. But tell me, is it simple activity or complex activity? Compared to Jira, compared to Git, this is a very, very, very easy activity. Indirectly, it's kind of a Google Drive. In the Google Drive also, what we'll do? We'll create a folder. In that folder, we'll upload all the files. In the same way, here also, just what I'm doing here, I am creating a page. Within the page, just we are uploading the files. This is the way simply you can able to understand how we can able to utilize the confluence page to see the required files, and how we can able to create the pages by using the create button. At the same time, you can able to understand how we can able to upload the files on top of your confluence page. Okay. Any questions up to here? Please ask me again on top of confluence. Again, tell me, it's a kind of a technical topic or it's a kind of a process related topic? It's a process related topic and it's not related to technical, but in the real time, regularly we are going to use the confluence pages. For that reason, you need to understand what is the confluence, what is the purpose of confluence, in confluence, what content we are going to maintain. We need to understand all that information. That's the reason only just I'm taking 10-15 minutes of time on top of this confluence. Anyone facing any issues? Offline people or online people? No, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, one more last thing, last point I want to discuss, Andy. Some people are saying that they are facing the issues when they are given the Spark submit command. Tell me first question, how many of you tried with the Spark submit command to trigger your jobs? Online people or offline people? How many tried? Second thing, how many succeeded? And third question, how many failed? Okay, if you haven't tried, please try the Spark submit also, because as I told you earlier, in the real time, we are going to use the Spark-submit for the purpose of running our jobs. And if you already tried, if you already succeeded, well and good. But if anyone is failing to perform this activity, actually some people shared this error. And see here, some people are facing this kind of error. Whenever they are going to give the Spark submit command, some people are getting the error called as a Python was not found. And some people are getting the error called as Python 3 was not found. So some people are getting Python was not found. Some people are getting the error called as a Python 3 was not found. And so whomever facing this kind of error, what we have to do here is, so please go to this path. I will share the notes. In the notes, I will share this path. And whenever you install the Python, then what will happen? Your Python is installing in this path. Please go to this path. Okay. Now in this path, if you are having the only one Python version, you can able to see the one folder. If you are having the two different versions of the Python, you can able to see the two different folders only. But whatever it is, just to go to this folder. Now here you can able to see Python application file. If you are having the Python application file, what will happen here is it will give the error saying that Python 3 is not found. Then what we can do here is just copy this file, Python file and Python application file, copy and paste here and just rename it as Python 3. That's it. But who need to perform this operation? Whomever getting the error saying that Python 3 was not found, those people has to perform this operation. They need to copy the existing Python file as a Python 3 file, copy paste and rename it as a Python 3. With that, what will happen? You can able to overcome this error. Now, for example, you are getting this error. Then what it means indirectly? In this folder, you can able to see the Python 3 file only, but you cannot able to see the Python file. Then what we have to do? Copy paste Python 3 file. After that, rename that file as a Python. With that, try to maintain both Python file and Python 3 file on top of your folder. With that, what will happen? You can able to overcome this issue. But why I'm telling you this one? Because in the real time, we are going to use the spark submit command. That's the reason. Try to run at least one time spark submit command to understand what is happening. That's the reason I'm given the solution for this one. And very simple. Just you need to go to the installation path. In that path, either you can able to see Python file or you can able to see the Python 3 file. If you are having the Python file, create one more file called as a Python 3. If you are having the Python 3 file, create the one more file called as a Python. But tell me, who need to perform all these operations? Whomever failed. If you succeeded without having any kind of issues, don't do all these kind of changes. And whomever facing the issues with the help of the spark-submit, for them only I'm saying that please perform this kind of changes. With that, you can able to run the spark-submit command by depending on your requirements. Okay. Any questions again on top of this? Please ask me. Any questions? Okay. If no questions, now we'll discuss about what next. What next? Back up. Okay, so just I want to give few things and I want to let you know. Already 7 to 8 members shared their profiles. Really, I appreciate them because already they created the profiles and they shared those profiles with me. I will do the review and by tomorrow I will try to give the reply on top of those profiles. And remaining people, what is the deadline?
October 1st.
October 1st. Try to create your profiles by October 1st and try to send it to me. And by October 1st, you should be in the position to upload your resumes into job portal. Okay, this is the first thing. And second thing, as I promised earlier, I will give project explanation support. Okay, so this Saturday I will be available in Institute and whomever is expecting this kind of project explanation support, please come and meet me on Saturday. So with that, I will provide the support to you. But what is the prerequisite here? As I told you earlier, if you are a real-time employee, please bring your existing project. On top of that, I will explain how to convert this project to data engineering project. This is first thing. For example, if you are a non-real-time employee, what I told you only, please try to bring your one project from your friends or your relatives. Whatever the project it is, please try to bring that. With that, what I can do here, on top of that project, again, I can able to provide the support to how we need to convert that project as a data engineering project. Okay. But here prerequisite is you need to get requirements of the project and you need to explain what is the project flow. Okay, don't bring some 1 or 2 documents and ask me. Don't ask me, sir, can you please convert this project as a data engineering project? And once you can able to explain what is the data flow in that project, how data is traveling from the source to target, if you can able to give that kind of small explanation, with that I will try to elaborate how we can able to explain that project as a data engineering project. And definitely I will provide this kind of support to you. But for this, please come and meet me on Saturday. I will be available on Saturday in the institute. With that, I can able to provide the project explanation support. With that, you can able to explain the same project as part of your interviews. But tell me, is it the showstopper for the purpose of preparing your profiles? It's not at all a showstopper, because as I told you in the previous classes, as part of preparing your resumes, just to keep your project title. Just to give the project title and also just to specify the project domain. After that, just specify your responsibilities. No need to give the project description. That's the reason. Might be some people cleverly giving the answer. Sir, because of not having the project, we are not preparing the profiles. And don't give that answer. I'm only saying that as part of putting the projects in your resume, just you have to provide the title or domain and responsibilities. No need to give the descriptions on top of your resumes. And for that reason, don't think that it's a kind of a showstopper to prepare your resume. Please prepare the resume and send it to me. Otherwise, what we can do here? First to send the profile. Once you are going to get the confirmation on top of this project, with that what we can do here, you can able to perform the small modifications on top of your resume. Don't give this answer because of not having this, I'm not preparing the resume. It's not at all genuine statement. Okay. And one more thing I'm repeating, Saturday I will be available here. Please come and explain your projects to me. With that, I will guide you how you can able to convert your project as a data engineering project. Okay. Now, third thing, tell me, if you want to get the job, what all are the prerequisites? What all are the prerequisites if you want to get the job? Telida, we completed 60 days of our classes.
Interview questions, answers.
Interview questions and answers. Very good. If you are still in the same state, this is a kind of different story, Andy.
No, sir. It is for getting the job. It's the first thing. That is the one we need to. For surviving, all the things we need to go again.
Okay. No, but so for example, you prepared the 100 interview questions, but in the interview they're asking the one different question. Then what you will do? You prepared 100 interview questions, whatever the fit are given, but in the interview they're asking the different question. Then what we will do? So I can able to say, if you want to get the job, first thing is nothing but you need to have technical skills. And what's the meaning of technical skills? Whatever we discussed from the last 50 to 60 days, all the topics are very, very important. Some people are asking the question, sir, which topic is important, which topic is not important, which topic I can be able to skip. Don't ask such kind of questions to me, Andy. Whenever you are asking that question, what I will tell you, I think during the class also, some people ask that question. Every time I'm giving the same answer. Don't skip any topic, whatever we discussed as part of the classes, Andy. Every topic is important from the real-time perspective. Again, just I'm repeating the same points, whatever we discussed in the previous classes. Now tell me, for example, you are going for one of the interview and you got the job in that interview. You are joining into the company. Now tell me, before joining into the company, can we be able to guess you are going to work on DataProp, or you are going to work on BigQuery, or you are going to work on the DataBricks? Can you be able to guess it? Obviously no, right? Now, for example, if I'm going to say DataBricks is not important, what you will do? You will not at all look into the DataBricks, but once you are joining into the company, your company project is having the DataBricks, then what you will say? Sir said that DataBricks is not important, but here they are using the DataBricks. Sir is given the false statement. That's the reason I'm not at all giving all such kind of statements, Andy, because we cannot able to predict in which kind of jobs or in which kind of company or in which kind of projects you are going to work. That's the reason every topic is going to play the very, very important role. For example, you are having knowledge about all these topics, Andy, but in whatever the company you joined, there they are using the only DataBrick. What will happen? Nothing will happen, right? You are working on DataBrick, but if you are having knowledge on the extra topics, what will happen? You can able to showcase your skill set in front of all the other team members, Andy. With that, you can able to get the very good impression in front of your team lead. That's the reason my sincere suggestion, don't try to skip any topic preparation. Whatever the topics we discuss in the classes, every topic is important, every example is important, every practical session is important. Please try to prepare each and every thing. Now tell me why I'm saying everything is important. For example, you prepared 100 topics, or I can able to say, I explained 100 topics. Out of this 100, how many you people can able to understand? Don't say 1 or 2. At least you understood, for example,
60 to 70.
90 topics. Okay, someone is saying 80. Okay, we'll take 80 only. Remaining 20 topics, why you are not understanding? Because of missing the classes, or because of sleeping in the classes, or because of not doing the practice, or because of so many reasons, or I am explaining some topics little bit fast. Different reasons, and we'll take the example. Out of 100, you understood only 80 topics. Now you are preparing out of this 80, you are preparing only 50 topics. Very good. Next, you are going to the interview. In the interview, what will happen? You will get lot of excitement, lot of tension, lot of pressure. With that, what will happen? You can able to remember only 30 topics. Now in the interview, first question directly they are asking very complex question. With this first question only, what will happen? You will forget 20 topics. Okay. Now how many topics you remembered, Andy?
10
Only 10 topics. Okay. But if he is asking the second complex question, what will happen?
10 also will go.
You will forget about these 10 topics also. Now see, for example, instead of preparing 50 topics, you are preparing only 10 topics. What will happen? You are preparing here only 10 topics. What will happen? Before attending interview only, you can able to forget all these topics, Andy. That's the reason. Don't do that mistake. Why you paid 50,000, 60,000, 70,000? What's the reason? To understand technical skills. Okay. At any point of time, don't focus on the interview question. This is my sincere request, Andy. As I told you earlier, by preparing 100 or 200 questions, you can able to get the job. Don't focus on the interview questions. If you are focusing on the interview questions, indirectly I can able to say you are wasted your money. At the same time, you wasted 2 months of your time. Still, if you are thinking by learning interview questions, I can able to get the job. If you are in that kind of perception, I can able to say you wasted your 60-70,000 money. At the same time, you wasted 2 months of time. And don't focus on the interview question, but it's very important to get the job. But try to focus on the technical skills. Okay, once you can able to get the technical skills, and for example, they are asking one complex question. You don't know how to give the what is the answer for this, but at least what we can do here, whatever the technical knowledge you are having, by using that knowledge, at least you can able to try to give different answer. When it is possible, if you are preparing only 100 questions, it is not possible, Andy. But if you are having the perfect technical knowledge on top of each and every service, with that, what will happen? Even if you don't know about the answer for this question, at least you can able to give some different kind of answer. Now, for example, when you are giving this different answer, you are using some new terminologies. With that, what will happen? Your interview will start. Your interviewer will start asking, what is that new terminology? With that, what will happen? Your interviewer deviating from the main topic to subtopic. Indirectly, you are deviating that person from main topic to other topic. But when all these things are going to happen, whenever you are going to have the perfect technical knowledge, and indirectly, we can able to manipulate the interviewers also. How we can able to manipulate? For example, you are having very good knowledge on the BigQuery. Whatever the question they are asking, please give the answer on top of the BigQuery only. Then what will happen? After 2-3 questions, he will start asking the questions on top of the BigQuery only. But when it is possible, you should have perfect knowledge on the BigQuery. For example, you are manipulating the interviewer, saying that I'm having experience on BigQuery. Then he started the interview on the BigQuery. You are not giving the answers on BigQuery. What will happen? He will start manipulating you only. That's the reason. Don't do that kind of mistake. That's the reason I'm saying that technical skills are very, very, very important. Interview questions also very important, but don't depend purely on the interview questions, Andy. Please focus on the technical skills. With that, easily we can able to get the job. Okay. Now, next thing, other than technical skills, what else is required?
Communication skills.
Sorry.
Communication skills.
Yeah, we'll come to communication skills later. Before technical skills, what else is required? I can able to say other. So communication skills also going to play a very, very important role. But here I can able to say other than communication skills, Andy, one more thing is explanation. How we are explaining as part of your interviews, Andy. Some people are having the problem like this. They know everything in the subject, but as part of explaining, they are going to face a lot of problems, Andy. That's the reason explanation is going to play the very, very important role as part of your interviews. Now, for example, for a particular question, you are given the wrong answer, but if you are giving that wrong answer with the proper explanation, what will happen? Interviewer can able to understand, at least you are having knowledge on the other topic, Andy. Now, for example, you are given the wrong answer. That wrong answer also you are giving with single line statement, or you are giving the answer without having any kind of proper explanation. With that, what will happen? Your interviewer can able to understand you don't have knowledge on anything, Andy. For that reason, explanation is going to play the very, very important role. Now, for example, if I'm asking the question, what is BigQuery? What's the answer? Some people are giving the answer generally, BigQuery is a data warehouse. That's it. then what interviewer say? Bye. Okay, don't give the one line answers and try to give at least 3-4 lines of answer. You can able to say BigQuery is the data warehouse. Here we can able to maintain data in the tabular format. There we are having the two types of the tables like internal table and external table, and try to give at least 2 marks answer. And again, don't try to give the 16 mark answer. If you are given the 16 marks answer, what will happen? Again, interviewer can able to understand you prepared very well about this topic, and that's the reason only you are given the 16 mark answer. Don't give the 0 mark answer, don't give the 16 mark answer, and at least give 2 to 3 mark answer. With that, he can able to get the satisfaction. Explanation is going to play the very important role for any question. If you know or if you don't know, Andy, try to provide the proper explanation as part of your interviews. Okay. Third thing, I can able to say your confidence is going to play very important role. Why we need to have the confidence? See, for example, they started asking the question. First 3 questions, you don't know the answers, but you prepared every topic very well. But in the first 3 questions only, he asked the complex questions, and you don't know the answer. Now, generally, what will happen in our human mindset? Because of not giving the answers for 3 questions, automatically tension will start. With that, you will lose your confidence. But what I'm trying to say here is, at the beginning of interview, whatever the confidence you are having, please have same confidence till the end of the interview. Even if you are given the wrong answers, even that interviewer is scolding you, or even if that interview is beating you also, please have the similar kind of same confidence, Andy, because if you are going to lose the confidence, automatically what will happen? You will start getting trouble to give the answers, Andy. For that reason, yeah, obviously they will not scold you, they will not beat you, Andy. That's a different story. But they are going to ask the kind of a complex question. For any kind of complex question, don't try to get the confusion and don't get the tension and don't lose your confidence, Andy. At the beginning of interview, whatever the way you are giving the answer, till the end of the interviews also, you can able to give the same way of the answers. With that, what will happen? By seeing your confidence levels also, interviewer can able to get the good impression. With that, we can able to get the jobs easily. For example, in the interview total, he asked the 10 questions. First 5 questions, you haven't answered properly. But last 5 questions, you given the answers, very perfect answers with very perfect confidence. What will happen? Which one he will remember? First 5 questions or last 5 questions? Obviously, last 5 questions. With that also, we can able to get the job, Andy. And one more important thing here, please end your interview with positive note. What is the meaning of positive note? If you're, we can able to sense that interview is coming at the end, Andy. During that point, please try to give the proper explanations or try to give the more examples. At the end of the interview, if you can able to portray the more examples or more explanation, at the end of the interview, what will happen? At the beginning, he is having the different kind of impression, but at the end, if you are going to give the proper explanation with the proper confidence, with that, your interviewer can able to understand you are having the knowledge on multiple things, and with that also, we can able to get the jobs. But tell me here, with the help of this explanation or with the help of the confidence, indirectly what I'm doing, what we are doing, we are manipulating interviewers. Okay, but interviewers also very clever people, and why they are clever? Daily they are taking 3 to 4 interviews. Indirectly they are having a lot of experience on top of taking the interviews. Here, why I'm giving the statement is, don't try to over manipulate. That's one more important thing, right? If you are going to over manipulate, what will happen? They can understand you are a kind of a manipulated person. For that reason, they will not recruit you. Only you can manipulate up to certain level. Beyond that level, don't go for the over manipulation. All these are going to play the very important role as part of your interview process. Okay. Now, other than all these 3 things, one more very important skill. What was that? Your communication skills. Trust me here. Coming to fake employees, especially, 50% of the people are not getting the jobs because of this issue only. Communication skills are going to play the very important role as part of your interview process. At the same time, after getting the jobs also, communication skills are going to play the very important role. And just a small statement here. In IT industry, if you want to survive, which skill is required? Option 1, technical skills. Option 2, communication skills. Option 3, none of the above. None of the above, you will not enter into the IT industry also. See here, communication skills are going to play very, very important role. Okay, in IT industry, you can able to survive without having the technical skills also, Nandi. But without having the communication skills, you cannot able to survive in the IT industry. That is first thing. Second thing, if you want to grow in IT industry, again, which skills are going to play very important role? Again, communication skills. I know so many number of people in the IT industry, they are having very good technical skills, but still they are working as a junior people in the teams only because of not having the communication skills. And I know so many people who is not having any technical skills, but they are working as a manager, project manager, architect because of having the communication skills. For that reason, communication skills are going to play the very, very important role to get the job. Second thing, to survive in the IT industry. Third thing, to grow in the IT industry also, communication skills are going to play the very, very important role. Please assess yourself. Please assess yourself how much communication skills you are having yourself. Now, for example, if you are feeling you don't have the proper communication skills, what you can do? First one, please attend communication skill classes. Okay, don't hesitate to attend the classes, and it's your career, it's your future. For that reason, without having any hesitation, please go and join the communication skill classes. But tell me, by joining the communication skill classes, can we able to get everything? By joining the GCP course, you got everything? No, right? What do you have to do? We have to perform practice in the GCP side. In the same way, coming to communication skills also, what we have to do here? We have to perform the practice. But how to perform the practice here? How to perform the practice? Talk in English with your friends or with your relatives. Or, for example, you are having the shy feeling to talk with your friends or relatives, and what's the one more option?
Mirror practice.
You will get the call from customer care people, right? You can get the call from Airtel or ICICI, loans, credit card or debit card, right? They are disturbing you. For that reason, what you can do, Andy, talk in English with the customer care people. What will happen with that? You can able to get the habituation, how we can able to speak in English, Andy. Like this, you can able to play any, you can able to take any one of the option. Otherwise, third one, read English papers. And fourth one, speak loudly in your room or in your home. Okay, so all these are the different options if you want to get the proper communication skills. And one more important thing, as part of interviews, I'm seeing some of the people, they are giving the answers with very low tone. What is the meaning of low tone? With very low voice, and they are feeling that if I'm giving the answer with low voice, interviewer cannot able to understand anything. With that, I can able to clear the interview. But what interviewer will do here? Because of not understanding that answer, he is simply going to reject it. And that's the reason, as part of giving the answers as part of interviews, please try to give the answer with loud voice. And what is the meaning of loud again? Don't shout on the interviews. Okay, please go in between, not low, not high. Please go in between. With that, you can able to give the proper answers. And one more important thing, as I told you, please talk in English with your friends or relatives. And now, generally, what will happen if you are talking in English with your friends? In the initial days, they will laugh, obviously. But trust me here, after getting the job to you, what will happen? These friends will go to other room. In that room, what they will do? They will start crying. Why they're crying? He got the job, I didn't get the job. Okay. Initially, when you are talking English with your friends, they are going to laugh on top of you. But once you, after practice, once you are going to get the job, and what same friends will do here? They will go to other room. In that room, they will sit and cry, saying that he got the job, I didn't get the job. And that's the reason. Don't think about other people are laughing or other people are what they're feeling. Don't think about all these things, because you need to get the communication skills. For that reason, please focus on the communication skills, and this is going to play the very, 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 very important role. I can able to say, out of all these top things, Andy, technical skills or explanation or confidence, I can able to say communication skills are going to play very, very important role to get the job or to survive in the IT industry or to grow in the IT industry also. These are going to play the very, very important role. Is it clear? Now tell me, other than all these things, one more thing is going to play the very, very important role. What was that? Any guesses? Your luck factor. This is also very, very important. And without having the luck, obviously what will happen? You cannot able to get the job. So if you are having the luck, what will happen? Without attending the interviews also, you can able to get the job. For example, one company is having the very, very urgent requirement. They found your profile, they call you and you said that I'm having 3 years of experience on GCP. What they will say? Okay, come and join. That is the way luck factor will play sometimes, Andy, but not every time. But you perform the practice very well, and you did the things very well. But after that, you got the interview call. After giving the proper explanations also, you completed round 1. You completed round 2. You completed round 3. You completed HR also. And they said that on September 28th, we'll send the offer letter. But you are waiting till October 28th, you have received the offer letter. What it means indirectly? You are not having the luck. Indirectly, luck factor also going to play very, very important role. But tell me, how to get the luck? How to get the luck? Just pray to the God. No other option only. So you can able to pray to the God. With that, you can able to get the luck. But this is just for fun. I'm saying this one. But luck factor is going to play very, very important role. But don't depend on only luck factor only. You have to have all above things. With that, luck factor is going to play the role for the purpose of getting the job. Okay. Now, by using all these things, automatically what will happen? You can able to get the job on top of your IT industry, on top of our GCP course only. Now, for example, after getting the job, what to do? Obviously, you have to join. No other option. And after joining, a new movie will start only. That's a different story. But after getting the job, what you have to do? My sincere suggestion, please inform to admin team. What's the reason? To collect money. This is one reason I can able to say, but forgot about this. Just so as a faculty, when we can able to get the satisfaction as a faculty, as a admin, as a management, as a insured person, that's a different story only. But as a faculty, when we will get the satisfaction, first thing, for example,
when students get the job.
Out of this 100 people, if at least 70 to 80 people are going to get the job, then we'll get the perfect satisfaction. Not only 20, not only 30 only. If 70 to 80 people are going to get the job, what it means indirectly, I delivered the content properly. With that, all the people are getting the job. Indirectly, I am giving the future for 70 to 80 people. With that, we can able to get the satisfaction. Before that, definitely I will agree. Money is the factor, satisfaction, and other things are also different thing only. But as a faculty, we can able to say main thing is nothing but if you can able to understand everything, first factor. Second thing, if you can able to perform the proper practice at the same time, if you can able to get the job, obviously what will happen? We can able to get the perfect satisfaction. And one more thing, whenever you are going to get the job, if you come and informing me, obviously what will happen? In your face, I can able to see one smile. That is the smile is going to tell so many things, Sandy, which is nothing but you satisfied with my content, you got the job, and with that job, you are going to do so many things in the coming days. That smile is giving some kind of very, very satisfaction to us. It's not a kind of a movie dialogue, it's a kind of a normal dialogue only. But see here, it is going to play very, very important role. For that reason, whenever you are going to getting the job, please inform to the admin team. If you are having the fear whether they are going to ask the money, don't inform to them. Come and inform to me, Andy. So with that, please inform whenever you are going to get the jobs. Okay. Second thing, after getting the job, our relationship will stop or it will continue. It will continue for the further days also, Andy, because after getting the job, immediately what need to happen? Definitely, you are going to expect some kind of support from me. What I can do here? I can able to provide that support. But what is the meaning of support? I want to clear on this statement. What is the meaning of support? I will not write your code or I will not do your work. Then what you will do? I can able to give the guidance to you, because first to 10-15 days or first to 1 month, definitely you are going to see the some kind of challenges in your real time to understand the requirements or to understand the other things in the real time. And that's the reason after getting the job, if you are facing any kind of issues while understanding the requirement, or if you are facing any kind of issues to do the work in your real time, please come and meet me. I will give some kind of guidance by understanding your requirements. With that, easily you can able to survive in our real time projects. Okay. But when I will be available, that please check with the admin team, because few days I will be here, few days I will be out of city, and for that reason, whenever you want to meet with me, please check with the admin team. With that, you can able to come and meet me, and with that, I can able to provide the support after getting the job also, Andy. That is one more important thing. So all these are the few things I want to tell you before completion of our classes. Okay, and what else? Okay. Okay, so finally, what I can able to say? Simply, I can able to say all the best and try to get the jobs within 1 month or within 2 months. Don't delay, Andy. So try to upload the resumes as soon as possible and try to get the jobs as soon as possible. And with that, within 1 or 2 months only, you can able to get the job. Yeah, one more important thing I forgot. Please share your feedbacks. If it is positive, you can ignore it. So positive is not required to me. I want any negative feedbacks. Not now. You can able to share it offline, or you can able to inform to the admin team also. Anything is fine, or you can able to go to our management and you can able to directly discuss with the management also. But positive feedback, it will not create any kind of impact on me, Andy. I know what positives I'm doing, but if you are having any kind of negative feedback on top of the course, or if you are having any negative feedback on top of the insured, or if you are having any negative feedback on top of the faculty, please inform us. What's the reason? Because as a human, no one perfect 100%. Am I right? Definitely everyone will do the mistakes, Andy. Obviously, might be we are also doing some kind of mistake, but when we can able to find out our mistakes, if other people can able to tell this is the mistake we are doing, with that we can able to understand the mistakes, Andy. Positive feedback definitely it will help us, but I will not focus on the positive feedback. I will focus on the negative feedback, Andy. If you are going to share the negative feedback, what I will do here, I will try to take it as positive and I will try to correct myself. So with that, what will happen for the next batch? I will not repeat such kind of mistakes. And that's the reason when whomever is having 1%, 2% or all the people, whomever is having any kind of negative feedback, please come and share that feedback with us. With that, we'll try to take some action item on top of those feedback. With that, what will happen in the next batch? We'll not repeat all such kind of negative things. And with that, we will grow positively from the insured perspective. Okay. So feedback, if you have anything, please share with me, Andy. This is the one thing I forgot to inform you. To whom you need to share the feedback. If you want, you can able to come and directly talk with me, no issues. Otherwise, if you are having any hesitation to talk with me, you can able to inform to the admin team. With that, you can able to share your feedback. Okay. And finally, I can able to say all the best and try to get the jobs as soon as possible. Any statements or any questions?
Sir, this is Chatur.
Yeah, please.
Sir, the project explanation class I unfortunately can't attend at the office, so it is online, right?
No, this is the offline.
Offline means again I will get a chance because I'm not in Hyderabad, sir. I'm in Odisha now.
Okay. Yeah, whenever you are getting the chance, you can attend it. No issues.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no issues. Okay. If no questions, online people, thank you. We'll meet you soon.